Hello, my absolutely beautiful Scorpio friends, and welcome to your horoscope for February of 2022. Where Scorpio, this month we get to see one of your ruling planets, Mars, traveling in tandem with its loving partner, Venus, all month long, really giving us this delicious blast of energy in your third house space. So it whets the appetite to have the very best communication, the very best study, the very best relationships with siblings. I think it is a phenomenal energy for buying and selling things, and whether those be educational courses or houses, whatever it is, that nice travel of Mars and Venus together in Capricorn really brings a very luxurious vibration to the table. So hopefully you'll get to enjoy, or at least know that energy is available to you. As well, we have got Mercury coming out of retrograde, so we'll start to get some things moving forward. And as we close out February, Mercury will not only be out of retrograde, but out of the full retrograde cycle. So sped back up and ready to move forward with decision making, signing contracts, again, supporting all of the business savvy things. So I think we've really got a month where it's still low and slow. We're moving a little bit low and steady, and you can see from the chart that the northern hemisphere, the bottom part of the chart, is still very heavy for you this month. So it is still stuff that is at home. It's in the roots, it's in the foundations of things. It's not as public. It's a little bit more behind the scenes than you're typically used to working and rolling during some other seasons. So still low and slow, faster when we get to March, but there's plenty to be done this month, including kicking into our Kickstarter. If you haven't had a chance to do that, we're going all the way until February 9th. We're crowdfunding another year of free Astrology Academy on this channel, where we bring teachers from around the globe, and they're not just teaching the astrology interpretation, they're teaching you the technique, like the skill that you can take and use and go out and do astrology with. So help me get this thing funded. The link is in the description box down below. All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. So right at the beginning of the month, on the 1st, we have got a new moon happening at 12 degrees of Aquarius. Make sure you grab your chart, locate that 12 degrees of Aquarius. If you're not sure how to do that just yet, I've got a video in the description box down below how to find the active transits, okay? But this particular new moon is about planting your seeds of intention to innovate, to your connections with groupings and organizations, your long-range plans, goals, and designs for yourself. And this is all about the 4th house space for you, the deepest part of the chart: home, family, real estate, property, your ancestors, your psychological foundations, right? The places that you call home. We've got a nice new energy that's available here, where the new moon gives you the chance to not have to start something new unless that's what's needed, but to also give something a fresh kick of energy. Now, this particular moon is in alignment here with Saturn and also squaring to Uranus, both of the ruling planets of this particular moon. So you do have to put your back into whatever it is you're starting or you're doing in your 4th house. There's gonna be some work that really needs to happen, and you need to have a kind of ferocious dedication to it. Now, the nice thing is this is a moon in a fixed sign. You're a fixed sign. You guys know how to ground down and get it done, right? Just know, though, that whatever the nice, fresh energy that is coming, you do need to do some work to go along with it, okay? On the 3rd, we're going to see Mercury come out of retrograde at 24 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this is going to light up your 3rd house space: communications, siblings, buying, selling, short distance travel, writing, blogs, all of those things live in this 3rd house space. Now, I want you to back up all the way till December 29th of 2021. That is when Mercury went into its pre-retrograde shadow time at 24 degrees of Capricorn. So what was on your table at that time? What was coming to your consciousness in your 3rd house? What kind of conversations or decisions were you feeling like you needed to make? And maybe they were even things beginning to come back from the past. Well, now as Mercury's out of retrograde, you've got an opportunity to apply some forward motion, make some decisions, sign some contracts, send that book off to the publisher or the editor, right? Whatever it needs to look like, okay? As we get to the 14th, we're going to see Mercury now move back into the energy of Aquarius. So think back January 2nd to January 14th of 2022, when Mercury moved into Aquarius, before it went retrograde. So what was coming to your table at that time? What was happening in your social communications, social grouping, social media, your long-range plans, goals, designs, in organizations, maybe in your life or in your community? Like, thinking is at its tip top when we get Mercury in Aquarius, because it's an air energy. So there's lots of busy information going on. It's not that you know what to do with all of it, but it can be information that is about innovation and progressing you forward. So what have you seen and what's back on your table now? Remember, we need to get to February 24th and let Mercury get back to that 10 degrees of Aquarius so that it can move fully forward and be out of the retrograde cycle, but you do still have access to some forward decision making on old situations, okay? On the 16th, we're going to have a full moon happening in the energy of Leo. Now, this is going to light up your 10th house space. And the full moon says that something needs to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. There's just a lot of light. When you get a lot of light at the top of the chart, you could have a lot of light spotlighted on you. Now, this particular moon being in Leo is about say what you need to say. Like, what have you been sitting on? What is an idea that you've been working with? What is something that you're like, if I say it, it's actually me taking a very big risk, right? What is it that's this very Leo energy? And it doesn't have to be big, bad, and scary. Have you been waiting to tell somebody how you feel? Have you been waiting to apologize? Remember, everybody's getting full moon energy. So somebody could be bringing information to your table as well from your career zone, from your community, from a very public zone. And this is what engages you to trust what you think, trust your mind, trust what you have to say, but certainly don't just push it down, okay? When we get to the 17th, we're going to see Jupiter come into a sextile with Uranus, and I am very excited for this aspect because I think it is a good fortune aspect, and it is a surprise aspect that all of us have needed for a while. Now, the sextile provides a pocket of opportunity, but we're also intelligently taking action. We're taking advantage of this particular energy. So this sextile between your 5th house, which is about children, expression, joy, play, pleasure, romance, all of those things, is sextiling your 7th house with Uranus and Taurus. So where do you need to allow some joy and some ease and some play and some pleasure into your relationships? Where do you get to invest? Take this beautiful, expansive, innovative, wise energy and be excited about it. Be excited about opportunities that are presented to you here. Whatever this looks like, a change to some significant relationships in your life are definitely available under this aspect, and I think they are for the better, okay? When we get to the 18th, we're going to see the sun move into the energy of Pisces all the way until March 20th, until we welcome in our springtime. So this is going to light up that 5th house space for you as well. Now, the sun being here with Jupiter, with Neptune, it's bringing light, heat, life, and vitality. So we're ready to do some things, but we're going to do them like Pisces. It's creative, right? There's a feel and a flow and an assimilation. You may, even as the sun is moved in here, realize there are some things you're letting go of. This is the 5th house. Do you have children who are now in their senior year of high school, senior year of college? They've become that doctor, they've become that journeyman, right? And you're letting go of them in some way, but instead assimilating this piece of their lives. Is there a love in your life that, you didn't think this romance was ever going to happen? What's the joy and the pleasure principle that is available for learning and experience as the sun is moving with you through this Pisces space? And oh my goodness, if you do poetry, you dance, you draw, any of those things, allow this sun energy to move you, move with it, and I can't wait to see what you create. Now again, as we close out this month, just a reminder, on the 24th, we'll see Mercury leaving the post-retrograde shadow time, which means it's back to 10 degrees of Aquarius, and we are ready to roll out. And you can look all the way back to that January 14th point where Mercury went retrograde at 14 degrees of Aquarius and see what was on the chopping block, what was on the table. I would tell you in full, evaluate what came back into your life and into your space between December 29th and now February 24th, because now we've got forward motion, new situations coming in. Let's make these decisions, okay? All right, my beautiful Scorpio friends, have a gorgeous month. Please let me know how things are manifesting out for you. Kick into the Kickstarter if you can. We've only got until February 9th. The information is in the description box down below. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye, Scorpio.